insurance agent, generally I like price increases. I do very well with price increases. Well, I want my insurance companies making lots of money. So these big companies with corporate greed, just, stop that silliness.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is another voice of a dumbass Republican telling you exactly how they feel about the pain you're going through in this economy. And in this video, we will have the voices of some other dumbass Republicans, but we also have the voice of, believe it or not, folks, there are some good Republicans left. We got Thomas Massie, who, when I say good Republican, I mean is standing on business integrity and democracy, letting you know what is going on with this Epstein's file and why we're in war and how that's affecting everything. I've got his voice. We've also got this right here. Understanding the reasons why Trump in an interview vehemently said that he does not believe Putin is helping Iran. We've got that because he absolutely is. And we all know that Trump is a compromise. Other things we're going to cover, this shit right here is not funny, but we've got more bishops behaving badly. Yes, this dude who currently has a brown nose, ladies, and he's got a nose for brown nosing, was going to brothels, embezzling money from the church. And I guess the best thing I can say is at least they're not harassing little boys anymore, doing it illegally. At least he's going to a brothel doing it that way. But even then, you're still doing it wrong, you common crooks. And in some sad news, ladies and gentlemen, we all knew that one of these days AI would be used for bad. Take a look at this. We've got fake videos circulating around the web of what's going on in the war. And we have seen several times where this administration is not beyond putting out fake ass videos and pictures like Trump did with Barack Obama and Michelle. Or do y'all remember Trump putting himself in a fighter jet, dropping poop on everybody? We'll discuss that. And we'll also discuss how this current White House is nothing more than a ring for pedophiles and podcasters. All that starts right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That's right, everybody. You're in the building with Lamont, Tyson. Please subscribe. Thank you for coming. And thank you all for making this one of the fastest growing political YouTube channels on planet Earth. In just 3 or 4 weeks, you guys have helped my channel go beyond 400,000 views. That is this channel. And for those of you that grew with me for movie and TV show reviews, I'm splitting up the channel. I've started a new movie and TV show reviews. That is me, movie and TV breakdowns. Please go subscribe to that one as well. And that Frederick Douglass looking brother down there, that's my little brother, B. Avery. You'll see him a lot on my channels when I do movie and TV show reviews. So, folks, I haven't forgotten about y'all, but politics is so important. We've got to discuss what's going on. And first things first, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into what Thomas Massie, one of the best Republicans left, is talking about when it comes to Trump.
If you went to the island where women were raped to have a vacation with a known sex offender, and now you're embarrassed, I'm sorry.
There's lots of embarrassing stuff, but is there actually criminal stuff in these files, in your opinion?
Oh, absolutely. The question is, are the allegations true or not? And the way you determine that is you have an investigation and you have a trial. And that's how you get to the truth in this country. And all of those steps have been truncated because these are rich and powerful men.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for the longest time, I've told you guys, everyone you've seen that was so happy when Trump won presidency, Elon Musk jumping up and down like a kangaroo without a tail, was all about pedophiles and podcasters being happy that they know they've got 2 to 3 more years to get away with these crimes that they've done in the Epstein files. And I'm so happy that we have at least one Republican stepping up trying to fight it. Thomas Massie, he is a real patriot. He's an American hero. He is everything that most Republicans claim they were, but we now see that they're not none of that shit. You know, Republicans used to claim that they was the party of Christian rights, They believed in family. They believed in church. And I used to hate them always. I got to spend time with my family, my family, my family. Shut up. You don't care about that. They used to always lie to us and say that they're good for jobs. And for some reason, the American people bought that. And now we know that they weren't good for jobs, ladies and gentlemen. They were good for socializing money for corporations and not wanting the American people who need it the most to get their hands on that money. Because one famous Republican said, excuse me, if you give the people stuff, they'll like it and want more of it. And one issue that hardcore Republicans vote against, even against their own Republicans, is anytime they come for Social Security, they'll vote that shit down. And now we need to start getting Democrats in here that would help, number one, get justice for these Epstein's file. Every single one of these billionaires, I don't care if it rocks the economy, take their asses down. Because another lie that they used to tell us is in American capitalism, if anything happens, someone will step up to the plate. It's the greatest system on earth. Well, yeah, I don't want to hear that these rich people are too big to fail. Take their asses down. And they are still investigating Epstein because Epstein didn't just have an island, ladies and gentlemen. He also had a ranch in New Mexico where they're speculating there are some dead bodies somewhere around that ranch. Take a look at this. Can't make this stuff up, folks.
Out of the Jeffrey Epstein case, authorities are now searching a ranch in New Mexico once owned by Epstein. On the scene today, here's Pierre Thomas.
3 decades after Jeffrey Epstein allegedly sexually assaulted underage girls at his New Mexico ranch, state investigators are searching the sprawling property, hunting for evidence.
This investigation is a crucial piece of trying to understand what happened at the ranch.
New Mexico authorities reopened their investigation after the release of the Epstein files, which include unsubstantiated allegations of murder and bodies buried on the ranch. The ranch was apparently never searched despite allegations by several women that they were abused by Epstein there when they were minors. Annie Farmer was 16 when she says Epstein assaulted her on the ranch in 1996.
I was sleeping in a small room. I was in my pajamas under the covers, and he just sort of bounded in and said, "Oh, I'd like to cuddle." Of course, he wasn't actually asking, wasn't waiting for me to agree to that.
That summer of 96, Annie's sister Maria reported allegations of Epstein's sex abuse and child pornography to the FBI. But she says her tip was ignored and nothing was done for years. After hearing about the new search, family and supporters of Epstein's victims made the journey this week to Zorro Ranch. Among them, the brother of Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre, who died by suicide last year.
Standing here at Zorro Ranch, a place represents such trauma and nightmares for my sister and so many other survivors is harder than I ever imagined.
While state officials in New Mexico have reopened their investigation, sources tell us that DOJ has not launched any new expanded investigation regarding Epstein. David?
Pierre Thomas with us here tonight. Pierre, thank you.
Of course, they haven't launched any more investigations. The criminals are running the hen house, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody that's in that Trump administration, I think that part of what you have to pass to be in there, you either have to be psychologically crazy or you have to be a pedophile, one or the other, or you got to be a podcaster. Pedophiles and podcasters. That's the White House mantra. And if you guys want to look up who bought that ranch. All I can say is a Republican. That's all I can say. To the effect, folks, these people are not getting justice. It's something Black folks have had to deal with for years. And I'm not saying that their pain is any better or less than the pain Black people have gone through. But what I'm saying is it's the same problem we've been warning you guys about for years. Inequality across the board, injustice, in pay, in representation. And now it's happening to you. And I'm all for you getting justice because I need these rich ass Nepo baby white dudes and some white ladies too. And the white women that was involved in this are probably the most heinous because women tend to trust women. I mean, you got to think about this. What grown ass man, except for Michael Jackson, wants to get in bed with someone who's under the age of 16 and say that they want to cuddle on your ranch that you got them locked up with, and these are not your children? I mean, me personally, I have a 5-year-old daughter. She always wants me to take off my clothes to get in bed with her because she wants to steal my heat. And I'm just like, nope. I don't want you to get comfortable with no human being being naked, even your parents, because I don't want this to set some kind of a long-term precedence that it's okay for you to be getting in bed with somebody you don't feel comfortable with. Now, of course, I'm dad. I could do that, but I don't. I just want her to understand there's got to be some boundaries. And when you set a boundary, we need to adhere to it. And having said that, I need you guys to get out here in these midterms and vote so that we can try to get justice for them and not just vote people. Do some research, and I want you to vote for the candidates democratically that are not corporate bought, because we've got a lot of corporate Democrat shells in here that are not helping the American people, and they're not helping get this justice. So get out here, learn that, let's vote, and let's try to get some justice for this Epstein file. This is something that could take Trump down immediately. Lord have mercy. Speaking of people of the cloth that are supposed to be doing right and are doing wrong, this comes to us, ladies and gentlemen, from TMZ. Wait a minute. Yeah, here it is. Take a look.
A San Diego Catholic bishop that has been accused of alleged brothel visits in Mexico and embezzlement has had his resignation announced by Pope Leo. Bishop Emmanuel Shaletta pled not guilty on Monday to 16 felony charges and claims that he allegedly embezzled around $270,000 from his parish. This hearing followed his arrest on Thursday at the San Diego International Airport as he was trying to leave the country, according to the San Diego County Sheriff's Office. Prosecutor Joel Madero said the allegations against Shaletta are connected to monthly rental payments of over $30,000 from a tenant of the church's social hall that allegedly were missing. The bishop also allegedly frequented the Hong Kong Gentlemen's Club in Tijuana's Zona Norte red light district. A judge has set bail at $125,000 and seized the bishop's passport. In its daily bulletin on Tuesday, the Vatican said that Pope Leo accepted Shaletta's resignation. And according to the Vatican Embassy in Washington, Pope Leo actually accepted the resignation in February, but had just announced it this week. The district attorney's office said Shaletta could face 15 years in prison if convicted on all charges, and a preliminary hearing is scheduled for April 27th.
Lord have mercy. You see, folks, you see why I don't believe in a higher power in religion? People use religion as a shield to, number one, dethrone people of their common sense, their critical thinking. And then when they get in trouble, they are always quick to say, you know, well, God is forgiving, Jesus is forgiving, let me back into the camp. Here we go again with this stuff with the bishop church, the archbishop churches, still doing these provocative things that they tell people not to do. Rather than just coming out, having sex, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing wrong with that. But how you have sex, the right way to have sex, consent sex, is the problem. And these bishops, for whatever the reason, these people in authority figures in Christian religions love to use that authority figure power to try to get things that they shouldn't be getting without people's consent. And I need you guys to wake up, and I need Democrats to wake up and address this Christian issue we're having in America. Because they love to vilify anything that deals with black and brown people. And that by doing that, they get folks to turn a blind eye to the folks that are actually perpetuating the crimes, which are these folks that get up on their high horse and their pedestals, peddling religion. I also think that churches should not be nonprofit status no more, because you guys know how much stuff is getting pushed through them churches as pass-throughs and money laundering and all kinds of other felonious behavior. And this bishop, if these allegations are true, he embezzled money from the church and was going to Tijuana to get his tink wet. Yeah, he needs to serve a little bit of time for that, because we need to start stomping out this quote unquote white collar crime so that people won't continue to do it. Post your comments. Let me know what you think about Archbishop Brown-Noser going to brothels. Next, we'll go back to Trump and what this crazy administration is doing. We got my boy Charles up here taking on folks about the reasons why Trump is so upset whenever someone brings up Russia.
Obviously, the challenge is Russia's a bad guy. I have zero doubt about that. I wish this administration.
That Trump believes that?
I actually think he does. Yes.
Does he ever say it? Does he?
His rhetoric is very different than his actual actions around the sanctions right now. I mean, this is one of the reasons why a lot of our European allies we're talking about are in
the sanctions. What do you mean?
They're doing.
Oh man, shout out to Charles and shout out to Escape, man. I loved that song back in the day, man. So basically all they're doing is letting you know that Russia has something on Trump. Not only Russia, but Benjamin Netanyahu. That is the only reason we're in these wars, because folks tend to forget that the Epstein issues was international. It wasn't just an American thing. This dude had people coming from all other countries to his little damn island. He had yachts where he was doing stuff. And there's great reporting that he is compromised, and by Putin, by Benjamin Crooked, war criminal, needs to go to jail, Netanyahu, and both of them have something on Trump. And just based on the way we see our government behaving, I believe that they've got more than just on Trump. I believe they got something on Elon. They got something on Trump. They've got something on a whole lot of these rich guys. I think Jeffrey Epstein made more than the tapes that he did. Because if you remember, the way he was able to blackmail everybody, they call it honeypotting, was that he had secret cameras recording everything. And those videos have not yet been dropped. And they will, folks. I know some of y'all feel the gloom and doom because it seems like there's never going to be any justice, but those will come out and those people will be made to account. We just got to keep voting for the right people to get in office, non-corporate Democrats. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, something that we thought would eventually happen that's happening right now, people would take AI and use it for nefarious purposes. And that is exactly what's been happening with this war. Take a look at this and we'll finish this video.
See these Iranian missiles raining down on Tel Aviv? They're fake. This video is a fabrication, very likely created with AI. Artificial intelligence tools are better than ever. They're widely available, often free, and so social media is a cesspool of fakery right now. There's this fake video supposedly showing a group of US troops captured in Iran, and this fake video supposedly showing an Iranian military facility being blown up, and this fake video supposedly showing people fleeing an Iranian attack on an Israeli airport. Now, in that last one, there are people in suitcases moving in weird ways, a telltale sign of an AI creation. But other fakes of the Iran war are not so easy to spot, and there are dozens of them going around. The trickery isn't all AI either. There's footage of incidents from other countries being presented as being from Iran or Israel, footage of old incidents being shared as new, even clips from war video games being depicted as real clips. So what can the average person do? My top tip is just take an extra second of thinking or reading before you share one of these war videos. Ask yourself, does anything just seem off about it? Out of sync audio and video, oddly shaped objects, material that doesn't match what we know about the war. Ask yourself, has any credible media outlet or subject matter expert confirmed or debunked this clip? What about people in the comments or replies? Have they raised skeptical questions? And AI.
Another thing that I tend to harp on, ladies and gentlemen, is how Republicans continue to want to dumb down education. This is why. Because if you're dumb, you'll buy into this propaganda. You'll believe anything you see on the web, and then you tie that with religion, and most people's religion tell you that God behaves through people that are quote unquote messiahs, and just listen to them no matter what they say. That's why Republicans don't want education in schools. They don't want you to be able to critically think. They don't want you to be able to think for yourself. They want you to be worker bee, follow instructions, and do what they say. And folks, we don't need that. We need educated people. One thing you could always do, as aside from what he said, you could always ask ChatGPT or whatever one of the AI services you like, is these videos I'm seeing circulating around real? And you can also, if you really want to, take a screen share, post it, and it'll definitely tell you whether it's real or not. And the thing that scares me, folks, is the folks that created all these great AI technologies are also the same people putting this type of crap out there so that you have to be beholden to them. Think of it like this. They create a disease, and then they're also the drugstore. And by doing that, they keep you on the drip. And we need a greater, more intelligent, more educated electorate so that not only do we vote this shit out of there, but we skew socialism back from corporate rich elites unto the people who desperately need it the most. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Please, please, please check out I got me a little advertiser now. Check out Kalshi. If you are in the predictions market, you want to bet on anything, the presidents, Senate races, football, college football, March Madness is going on right now. If you want to bet on any of that stuff, you can do it right here. It allows you to take bets on things beyond just simply sports, and it allows you to do predictions markets. This is almost like if you could think of people trying to do stocks with predictions, that's what this is. And most people who day trade, you are trying to short-term predict what's going to happen in the market. But this allows you to make money on those same things. It gives you the odds. And all I know is sometimes when I'm watching a football game, it is more intense if I got money on the line. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, check the link in the description. Continue to follow me. I post all my shorts in a very, very detailed manner. These are the playlists. You can go get them. I'll see you.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.